What is going on, everyone? I hope you're all doing well. Today we've got a couple of news stories to get through. The first is a bit of sort of fake news that has, well, it's based on a real news story, but it's been kind of taken out of context by many of the big websites out there, and I have a feeling many people are going to be worried about it concerning Windows 10 and possibly becoming a subscription-based service where you would have to pay a monthly fee in order to get the latest versions and updates for Windows 10, which is completely not true. That's where the fake news part of it comes in. And we also have pre-order pricing up on Newegg for Threadripper 2990WX. But first, today's video is brought to you by ZeroAnd9.com, where you could save money on PC games for all of your favorite platforms like Steam, Origin, Uplay, and more, as well as software like Windows 10 Pro or Microsoft Office Pro 2016. And if you use the code JOKERW at checkout, you can save 22% off your copy of Windows, which would bring the price down to $12.47, or you could use the code JOKER-S at checkout, where you can save 10% on the entire website for anything you pick up over there. Please check out the link down in the description below. So as I said, we're going to be kicking things off with a bit of a fake news story that was sourced from a credible article, but then taken by many websites, and liberties were taken, you might even say, to exaggerate and clickbait people into these articles that were completely misinformed, leaving many Windows users concerned about the future and having to pay a monthly fee just to keep using Windows 10 and getting the latest security updates and things of the like, which is just completely false. It's 100% untrue, and there's been some speculation, well, if it's happening for businesses, which is really what this is for, it's for businesses, maybe it'll happen for desktop users as well, just using Windows for checking email and browsing the internet and what have you, which, hey, it very well could happen, and maybe down the road at some point. As Microsoft has said, Windows 10 is going to be their last operating system. They're just going to keep updating it forever. So, I mean, it would kind of make sense if they tried to make some money off of us at some point in the future, and we'll have to cover that when the time comes. But as of right now, that's just not true. So this was originally from Mary Jo Foley. The full article is going to be over on ZDNet. If you want a link, it'll be down in the description below. But really, the whole crux of this is, just the real story of it is this one paragraph. It says, I'm hearing this Microsoft Managed Desktop. That's what it's being called, by the way. The whole paid thing is being called the Microsoft Managed Desktop. So maybe if you've seen that around, some clickbaity articles concerning that, this should really kind of, nullify that and, make you sleep a little easier at night. But it says that the Microsoft Managed Desktop is basically the Microsoft version of Desktop as a Service. It will provide customers the ability to lease a Windows 10 device that's automatically provisioned for them and have the operating system kept up to date for a single monthly fee that her contacts say. Now, the part that a lot of articles seem to be leaving out is that this is for a Windows 10 device. It means businesses will basically be able to lease an actual system from Microsoft, so they'll give them physical hardware that they'll then pay a monthly fee for the lease of that hardware and to keep it up to date from Microsoft and keep it as bug-free as possible. So that's really the whole thing, is that it's an actual physical piece of hardware with Windows 10 Enterprise. Now, companies don't have to do this. They can continue to use Windows 10 Pro and pay for licenses that way, or Windows 10 Enterprise, whatever they want to do. So you shouldn't be worried at all on whether or not you're going to have to start paying a $5 or $10 monthly fee just to keep using Microsoft Windows 10, which many people are comparing to what they do with Office 365, which is a very different thing. And you could still go out and buy Office 2016 Pro. You can go out and buy that and you'll have it, and it's going to be your license forever. The Office 365, I think, is a way of kind of making it a little bit more affordable for people that don't want to plop down a couple $100 or, whatever it is. Obviously, there are some cheaper sites where you can get Microsoft Office, but for just a regular user, they might go out and they might think they have to spend $200-300 on it, and in order to avoid that, they might choose to do a subscription-based model, very similar to what Adobe does with their suite of software and everything, which on their own are very expensive. Like if you wanted to go out and buy Adobe Premiere, you might spend $200, $300, $400, $500, whatever it is. But most people can't afford that. Maybe young college students, but they probably can afford $5, $10, $15 a month to be able to get the software that they need. But it doesn't look like right now that Microsoft is going to be doing that for regular desktop users, and even at the enterprise level, it's only if you want to lease a physical piece of hardware. So hopefully that kind of puts that to rest for anyone that might have seen these articles and maybe was concerned about it. The next story is concerning AMD Ryzen Threadripper, which we now actually have all the specs for and everything, which I'm going to briefly go into here as a follow-up to a story we did. But these processors are actually available now for pre-order. If you go over on Newegg, I'll have a link down below for this as well. You can see they've got the 2990WX. That's the top-end SKU. This is going to be the flagship Threadripper processor from AMD with 32 cores and 64 threads, is now pre-ordering for $1,800, which is right in the wheelhouse of what we had saw with some of the leaked pricing early on. So yeah, that's really what it's going for. It's $1,800. You can pre-order them now, and they have confirmed here that the release date is August 13th, 2018. So we're only about a week away, really a week away from today, and these processors will be releasing out into the market, and they will probably be absolute beast. And unfortunately, I won't have one for testing. I had reached out to my contacts. It seems like sampling is very limited this time around, so we'll just have to wait for August 13th, myself included, and see what the performance is like on these things. However, I'm probably not going to go out and pick one up myself because $1,800 is a hell of a price tag, even though it's going to be an absolute monster. The latest leak specs are showing that it's going to have a 3 GHz base clock, 4.2 GHz boost clock, and a 250 watt TDP, so it's going to require a decent amount of cooling. You're definitely going to want a water cooler if you're looking to overclock the new Threadripper processors. We've also got the 2970WX, which is going to be 24 cores. That's going to be $1,300. The 2950X, which is going to be an update to the 1950X, that's a 16 core, and that's going to be selling for $900, which isn't that much more than what the 1950X is selling for right now. If you go over on Amazon, the 1950X, which released for $1,000 last year, are actually now regularly selling, this has been the price for quite a few months now, is selling for $750, which is actually a really good price for the 1950X. And if I were deciding to upgrade my rendering system and I had to go out and buy a processor, I think this might be the route that I would personally go, because even going from an 8-core to a 16-core is going to be a huge upgrade for me going from my Ryzen 2700X. So $750 for this, and maybe once the new Threadripper CPUs launch, maybe these will even come down a little bit more. I would love to see these at some point for like $599. At that point, I don't think I could hold myself back from picking one up, because these things are still going to be really good, and they should overclock fairly easily up to 4 GHz on all cores. The Threadripper that I have tested in the past did go 4 GHz on all cores, so fingers crossed on that. 2950X, you know, maybe it's going to be doing 4.1, 4.2 on all cores, you know, a couple $100 extra. Could be worth it, could be not. It really is going to depend at the end of the day on the final feature set that we see and some of the advantages of using the new Threadripper versus the previous generation, possibly some new motherboard features and the like that are supported only on the new generation. Only time's going to kind of tell on that. So we'll definitely keep our eyes and ears out for more news and information on Threadripper as it comes up. Please let me know your thoughts, though, down in the comments below. If you're going to be picking up Threadripper, if you'd heard about this Microsoft rumor, and now that it's not really true, that you shouldn't have to worry about being charged a monthly fee to continue using Windows 10. At least not for now. They might do in the future, but it's not going to really happen anytime soon, it would seem. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Don't forget to leave a like on the video down below and subscribe if you're not already. If you have been here for a while, you can always ring the notification bell. That way you never miss a moment of content here on the channel, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another video. Sure.